don't want to go so far that we make the community a prison.
It's a fine balance. First and foremost, you have to uphold the law, and everyone has rights. People have a right to walk down the street, and it will only come as a result of really good training, superior supervision, constant checking and rechecking your own systems. And we've had some challenges in Philadelphia. We've upgraded our systems. We've retrained our officers, retrained supervisors, and also do random checks of the reports that we get. So, I mean, it is a bit of a dilemma at times. When a lady who's not involved in anything, mother of four, in my neighborhood, lives about 6 blocks from my house, walks out of our house to go to the supermarket and gets caught in crossfire between two guys from some argument from 2 weeks ago. There are 4 children now without a mother. She probably would have liked for us to have gotten those guns from those individuals. And so part of what this is all about is not only upholding the law and treating people with dignity and respecting their rights, but also trying to at least create an environment where folks are less likely, because they know that we're looking for illegal guns, they're less likely to carry them in the first place. That's the environment that we want to create. You know, on the government side, we get in trouble if we don't monitor our folks, but there is a tremendous public demand in many, many neighborhoods to get those illegal guns off of our streets. It's always helpful when the public gives us information, because more often times than not, people in the community know who's selling guns, who carries guns, who has guns. Guns and drugs these days really kind of go together. Drugs, I mean, guns are often now, as I understand it, the sweetener on top of the drug transaction. Here's your buy, and I'll throw in 3 guns to go with it. You can rent guns now. There are stash houses across the city. You go, you get your gun, you put your money down, I bring it back in a week, you do your business, you bring it back. So, you know, I mean, it's tough, and there's a lot of firepower out there. I mean,
let me just say a word. You've skipped over a word that you implied but didn't say. There's a culture in the community of the stop snitching rule. That is, from house to house.
Right.
People know what's going on.
Yep.
They know where the guns are. And what do you say about stop snitching?
So I was in an earlier conversation with Ms. Wright Edelman. 3 weeks ago, on a block party in a street in a neighborhood in Philadelphia. Philadelphians love having block parties. Fine, have a block party. 200 people out. Gunfire breaks out. A 2-year-old was shot. Is now recovering. We have no suspects, not one, in that case. 200 people on the street at one time. No one has stepped forward to give up the information that resulted in a 2-year-old being shot. And so, I mean, we struggle with this all the time. People know. Folks know who broke in somebody's house down the street. Folks know who shot JoJo or whatever his name is, or whatever the case may be. Somebody knows. And when they give up that information, we can do our jobs a whole lot better. Unfortunately, some folks don't believe in the regular criminal justice system, so, you know, well, we're going to deal with it ourselves. And that's where you get all of the retaliation activity going back and forth. This one shot that one on Monday, the other one shot the other one on Friday. That continues on for a long period of time. And we just find ourselves on the police side chasing all the same people around morning, noon, and night.
Let me ask the other 3, is there any optimism? I mean, Michelle and Brian, you talked about the problem. Are we any closer to solving the problem now than we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 minutes ago?
Well, I mean, I think one of the things, and we can start with this issue of gun violence, because I think one of the tensions we have is that mayors like Mayor Nutter and other people working in urban communities have a clear understanding about the danger that guns pose, the threats that are being posed in these communities. So we're trying to get guns out of these communities. And my position is, if I had magic power, there wouldn't be no guns nowhere in America, really.